All right, let's watch. Donald Trump exposed the truth about Kim Jong-un, World War III.
What's going on? It's Snoop, and I'm here to announce that the new Happy Dad and Death Row Records flavor is grape.
Isn't it?
Okay, I don't care about this shit.
You gotta be 21 and over and
We're in Nashville, 4 Seasons. We've got Secret Service everywhere right now.
I'm nervous, man.
Oh, I'm good. Just quiet right now. Need to have a couple Happy Dads before this one. Steiny Zap. Look at him. Guys pacing around. I'm a little nervous. Yeah. I mean, for this one, kind of. The other ones are like whatever. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of intense. Imagine we just butcher this. All the other reporters, they do this too. They just don't show it, right? Yeah. Tucker definitely. Tucker doesn't drink, but Sean Hannity definitely slams a few before. But we're gonna show it, you know? Because we're a lot more real, so. All right, guys, President Trump's about to walk in. Before he walks in, you guys know, every week on the Full Send podcast, we're shouting out bars that carry Happy Dad. So if you work at a bar, if you own a bar, tag us on Instagram at Happy Dad. We're always looking who's tagging us. We're gonna shout out some bars that carry Happy Dad. We got Encore Beach Club in Las Vegas.
What a bar, dude.
Again, they don't have the. Oh, they're not going to cut you again. They're not going to cut you again. They don't have the courage to do that.
Dude, this guy was the president. Can I just explain something to you? He's meeting like Canadian bro podcasters and going on the fucking Full Send podcast, 4 million views in one day. This motherfucker was the president. And he's currently running for the presidency again. The planet we live in is just such an uninhabitable one, dude. I don't know. I like, nothing really surprises me anymore, really. Oldu. Ha, öyle mi? Peki.
Coming to the speech. I'm making a speech in a little while.
Are you?
As soon as I'm finished with you.
Oh my God, we have to
Oh, come on, unbutton that button.
go for sure.
Then the easy work starts. The
Exactly.
speech.
No, we were saying last time we had you on, it's a great honor to have you back. We really
That's right.
appreciate it. Last time we had you on, it was our biggest episode ever, obviously. 7 million views in 24 hours. It was crushing, going
Damn, Trump fell off. Only 4 million in 24 hours.
viral. I feel like you did such a good job too. Like everybody loved it on both.
Being a right winger is below recruit difficulty. These fuckers are on cinematic. Oh yeah, dude. Like, you don't even need to be like ideologically consistent, or it doesn't even take too much. You just say like 2 genders, lol, fuck these trans people. And then like, if you have a large enough, a sizable audience, like they will literally be like, oh, do you want to get the president on the fucking podcast?
Both sides, and then YouTube took it down.
Yeah.
But you called it.
But you guys were great. You said we will not change it. We're not going to amend it. We're not going to take anything out. And it did really hit. It was a big monster, wasn't it?
Huge. And then we saw you at UFC. Obviously, we're good friends with Dana. We want to give a shout out to Dana for even.
He's amazing, actually, isn't he?
He's the best guy ever.
We walked in and he said he's never seen anything like.
He's the best guy ever, Dana White. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's the best guy ever. Love
That was
Dana
a good
White.
walk-in. The place went crazy. It went.
Bro, Dana White's like closest people in his life don't think he's the best guy ever. And yes, I'm of course referencing his wife, okay? Like who the fuck thinks Dana is the best guy ever? Just the absolute worst people on the planet.
Well,
When you walk in like that, do you always expect like a response like that? Or are you ever kind of nervous about what the response is
I'm
going
not
to
too
be?
nervous about it. I feel that arena, we had 100% support. And they're incredible people, incredible fighters, great athletes. They're beyond athletes. No athlete can take punishment like that. 250 shots to the face during a round, and then look forward to the second round, right? I mean, who does that? But Dana's amazing. And Dana's, one of the few people that you can say probably.
He's talking about Dana's wife, chat. $250 shots to the face in one round, and then looking forward to the second round. He's not talking about Dana White's wife. Dana White's wife.
It could never be the same without him. Everybody's replaceable, they say. As you get older, you'll hear that. I don't think you guys are replaceable, from what I understand. I don't think so. But Dana's very unique, and what he's done with UFC is incredible, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
How does it feel to have that continued support from Dana? Because we know some people probably folded on you.
I do. I have continued support from Dana. Dana's a tough guy, and he's a smart guy, and he's a loyal person. And I helped Dana at the very beginning when nobody wanted to put UFC on, and I had places that were able to do it, and I did it. And I actually went to the first fight ever, and I said, "Wow, this is unbelievable." And I think we did five of them at the beginning, and then it started catching on. And Dana remembers that. A lot of people don't remember. Like you endorse a politician and they forget.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, if it's convenient for them. So, but a lot of people don't. Dana's a very loyal person, and he's a good friend of mine.
But when we saw you at UFC too, Dana told us you were coming. We got really excited, and I asked you. I was like, Mr. Trump, do you want to come on the Full Send podcast again? I feel like it's such good timing right now. Like, I don't know. Personally, me, I'm watching everything going on here and also abroad around the world, and I just feel like it's such a good time.
Can this motherfucker even vote? Aren't they like Canadian? Aren't they literally all Canadian? What are you watching, dumbass? Shut the fuck up. Oh my God, Canada never sending its best. Holy shit.
Time to have you on to speak, because like,
Great.
I don't care what anyone says. Like, I don't care about the backlash. Like, I feel like we need you back right now. Like, we need you back in office. And like, I feel like if people have anything against you, they got to put it aside, because like, I feel like you're the only one right now that can really fix the problems here and abroad.
Well, it's really nice that you say that. I appreciate it. I know you come from both sides of it, right? You have
A little bit.
You have the little bit left side, and you have the little bit right side, and sometimes the strong right side, because we have to take care of our country. But we've never, as a country, been in the danger that we're in right now. You have other countries, and
Bro, is this motherfucker a francophone and keeps saying we, dog? Hello? What do you mean we, bro? We, bitch? Fuck you mean we need you? What is this? Is he a Quebecer? Huh? What the fuck? Dumbass Canadian LARPing as an American conservative ass dumb bitch. I hate this shit.
in particular Russia, but other countries talking the N word, which is the nuclear word in this case. And you can't use that term. You can't use.
Because there's two N words, right?
There are two N words, right? There's
Which
two
one's
N-words.
worse?
They're both real bad, but you.
Ooh, that's actually journalistic integrity. I take it back. That was a good question. God, you know what's funny? Ron DeSantis could never respond like this, okay? Obviously, this is like already a Trumpian invention to be like, the N-word, very bad. But then like he goes, which one's worse? Which is a good question. Actually, he's baiting him, right? Smart, respect, I'll let you stay in the country conditionally. But his response is very quick. It's very fast. Like, they're both bad.
You can't use the nuclear word. You just can't do it. And if you do it, nobody used it during my term, because it's so devastating. It's so horrible. If you look at the power of weaponry, the power of nuclear weapons, and all of a sudden now everybody's using it. It's like become just a common part of every speech. And that leads to very bad things. Our country has never been in the danger it's been in. We don't have ammunition. I don't know if you know that. You've been reading. You guys really keep up with it, but we have very little ammunition. I gave them a brand new, beautiful military loaded up with ammunition, and we've given much of the ammunition away to Ukraine and other places. And we're very vulnerable right now. We're very vulnerable. And now on top of everything else, we're supposed to go over to Taiwan and help them. At some point, we're going to have to defend ourselves, and we're going to have to make sure that things are going along. You never heard of a problem with Taiwan, and you never heard of a problem with Ukraine just 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's like incredible to see this happening.
True.
Putin would have never, ever in a million years gone into Ukraine. And President Xi of China would have never.
Shut up, everybody. Nobody ever heard of Ukraine. No one even knew the country. Nobody even knows where Taiwan is. We only had to find out about it because Joe Biden, I call him Sleepy Joe, he's the one.
ever. He never talked about it. He wouldn't have done it. And I had conversations with both of them about.
Remember when Donald Trump, which of course continued aiding Ukraine throughout his presidency, literally said he would withdraw lethal aid to Ukraine unless they found dirt about Joe Biden. I mean, he was impeached for it. So, like, yeah, I think people were talking about Ukraine. That did happen. You know, we forgot about it because, like, there's so much shit that has happened since then that it feels like it's just another footnote. You know what I mean? But yeah, he did do that. Literally did that.
Those subjects, Taiwan and Ukraine, respectively. And I will tell you, there was no way they would have done Taiwan or Ukraine. This wouldn't have happened. And now it's almost happening routinely. I think
they would have never done Taiwan. Dude, Trump is about to come out and be like, one China, two systems. One China. Believe me. Chinese Taipei. Joe Biden won't do it. I'll say it.
Happened that was so bad was Afghanistan, not the withdrawal, because I had it down to 2,500 troops. We were going to keep Bagram, the big Air Force base, because it's, as you know, you've heard me say it.
I do wonder what would have happened. Like, what would be the Ukraine situation under Donald Trump? I do think about that. Like I feel like Trump would probably, I assume he would withhold aid, like Putin would give him a call. This isn't to be like, Trump is in the pocket of Pootie Poo or whatever. But like, he was way different in the way that he personally manages relationships with other countries that America considered their foreign adversaries. You know what I mean? So I suspect he would have taken a phone call and would have just probably been like, you know, enough about this NATO talk. Don't do it, Zelensky. I don't know. The Ukraine situation would be that there would be no Ukraine. Like, I don't think he would give away Ukraine in its entirety. You know what I mean? I don't think he would do that. He would 100%. No, because like there are still things that he can't do. You know what I mean? Like, he would 100%, but you guys are forgetting that, like, okay, Trump's lethal aid condition was getting dirt on Joe Biden, right? However, that means that he was still giving them lethal aid throughout his presidency. So, like, what the fuck do you mean? It's not like he wasn't giving Ukraine weapons. Like, he'll claim, like, NATO bad, NATO bad, NATO bad. Why is it bad? Because America is like facilitating NATO and other countries are not pulling their weight. Like, it was never NATO's bad because it interferes in the affairs of like other countries and takes away their sovereignty. You know what I mean? He said NATO bad because, you know, they're not giving more money. Like, he sounded like a person who didn't fully understand what NATO was doing. You know what I mean? Like, like, NATO is America. You know what I mean? Anyway, who knows? Who knows what would have happened, but let's continue.
It's 1 hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. That's a big deal. No, that's a big deal. And I didn't need it. We didn't need it for...
And we gave that up?
We gave it up. We like surrendered. And this is one of the biggest bases anywhere in the world. We just walked. You know who's occupying it? Very shortly, China. China's taking it over slowly but surely, and they're going to be occupying the whole thing, Bagram. And the way we left Afghanistan was, I think, the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. And I think that when Putin and Xi and others saw that, they said, we're incompetent. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know what we're doing. And I think that emboldened him to go and do the Ukraine thing. And what a mess.
Bro, we had slavery in this country. What the fuck is he saying? Yeah. Yeah, pulling out of Afghanistan was the worst thing this country did. Which, by the way, we pulled out under conditions that he set. So, like, you know, he never had the balls to follow through on it, but... America has nukes. Has nuked places.
But that country is being obliterated.
What's so strategic about Taiwan?
Well,
Like, why are we-
Why was pulling out bad? I honestly don't know. No, it wasn't bad. No. What we did after pulling out of Afghanistan is what's embarrassing. Not how we pulled out or whatever the fuck that the media tried to cling on to desperately to cut any kind of like anti-pullout narratives. No matter which president was going to do it, it was going to be like Vietnam. But what we did afterwards was really fucked up. We seized all of their assets. We gave the entire government to the Taliban, which, by the way, Donald Trump negotiated that, for the record. Very odd that, like, our weird two-party politics structure does not allow for honesty in that regard. Because it's, like, not politically fashionable for Joe Biden to give props to Donald Trump or, like, continuing his fucking strategy. And vice versa, Donald Trump will weaponize the media, like, anti-pullout narratives to his advantage to bully Joe Biden. But, like, you know, the reality is that Donald Trump and his administration facilitated this Afghanistan withdrawal. They negotiated the terms of it, and Joe Brandon followed through on it. But now we're intentionally refusing to give Afghanistan any kind of aid whatsoever because, hey, listen, like, oh, it'll end up in the hands of the Taliban. It's like, bro, you made them the government. They are, whether you agree with them or not, and I certainly don't agree with their practices or the way that they fucking operate, the current functional government. Not only do we refuse to give them aid, okay, we've also, on top of that, taken their money and refused to give it back to them. That's when Taliban immediately seized it right after, right? No, Taliban didn't seize anything. America withdrew on the conditions that Taliban would take over. They were operating on prior negotiations. This is literally the same thing as Trump pushing through the vaccine until it was done in time for the election and then turned anti-vax. Yes and no. Trump still... Actually, you know what? That's a really good analogy because, like, yeah, Trump did Operation Warp Speed and he fucking promoted it, but he couldn't promote it too much because a lot of people are anti-vaxxers. And now he has to take this, like, weird stance. Be careful, Hasan. You're making a good point that we should go back. No. What? Abso-fucking-lutely not. But yeah, I remember crowds of people booing him when he talked about Operation Warp Speed. That's when he quickly found out that he should never forget to run the top of the hour ad break and run it 13 minutes into the top of the hour sometimes. because at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. And if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you could do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime or by getting gifted a sub if you're lucky. Here's the 3-minute ad break. Now, Verender99, they give the 5 tier 1 gifted subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads.
90% of the chips, you know about chips better than
For
most
computers.
people.
Yeah.
You deal in chips, but 90% of the chips and the
Wait, why does he know about chips than most people?
the toughest ones, the most intricate ones, they're made in. And you know, look, they took a lot of business away from us. In all fairness, I do ask. They make tremendous amounts of money in Taiwan, and I do say, well, if we're going to defend a country, aren't we supposed to like be at least partially reimbursed?
Yeah.
Because they did take our chip industry, much of it.
It's so funny. It's such a funny thing to like demand that Taiwan give them money. Like, bro, the existence of Taiwan as a nation state is literally an American project. Okay? You might agree with it, you might disagree with it, but that is historical facts, okay? Taiwan would not exist as a separate nation state if it wasn't for America siding with the losing side during the Maoist revolution in China. That's it. Like, America was like, no, we're just not going to side with the communists on this. We're not going to recognize the communist government, even though they won. And we're going to side with the fucking dudes that got owned and had to, like, run into a fucking island. We're going to say that that is the real Chinese government. Yes, until Nixon. Exactly. So the idea that, like, you could turn around and tell that country, like, you got to fucking give me money, like, what are you doing, is so stupid. What do you mean? They're there for you, dog. What the fuck are you talking about? The elusive meme, they give it the 5, get the subs. Jamie, hey Jamie, they give it the 5, get the subs.
Almost all of it. And they now are, they make approximately 90% of the world's chips. So that's a big thing because you start throwing bombs in there and start blowing up those factories and labs where they make the chips. That's going to be a big world problem. There are a lot of problems, but you know, the United States cannot do everything.
Okay, but that's a valid thing for America to do. Why do you disagree? Mao killed millions. He's not based like Stalin or Lenin. Wait, what? Hasan dunked on me the other day and I cried. Okay, first of all, did you just fucking say leftistly that it was valid for America to side with the fucking nationalists? Like, what do you, the ones that lost actually, like, and that America decided to go along with the, you know, Taiwan actually owns the entirety of China narrative, specifically because it was like they were anti-communist. And this is an anti-Mao Stalinist. He's like, the Sino-Soviet split was bad, but only because Mao couldn't understand the vision. I've never heard someone, I've heard people be like pro-Mao and anti-Stalin. I've never actually seen someone be pro-Stalin but anti-Mao, like the other way around. Bro, why ban me? I'm a leftist. Your chat is so aggro. I mean, no one is banning you. I just think you're really funny. Mao was a fucking horrible leader. At least as god awful Stalin was, he knew how to industrialize his nation properly. Listen. You always have to analyze the conditions regardless. Okay? You have to look at the material conditions prior to any kind of revolution or any kind of revolutionary activity. That's it. Stalin post dubs you can't cap for real on God. Anyway, let's continue.
Thing. And we're in a very bad position. We're in a very vulnerable position because they've given so much so fast to Ukraine that we're in a very bad defensive position. We have to build up our ammunition. Who would think that we were loaded to the gills with ammunition and everything, and we've given up so much? And now on top of it, we're supposed to go 9,000 miles away. You know, we're 9,000 miles away from, as you know, from Taiwan, 9,000, and they're 90 miles away. This is little difference. And with that being said, we want to help people out. We want to.
Insofar as the KMT's existence within Taiwan, the nationalists are already widely unpopular and cling on to only through the legacy they laid from the military occupation at the moment. Yes. This part is true. I mean, there is a want within Taiwan for independence, but the largest majority of Taiwanese people, if you're going to look at it, is just, you know, okay, there's a one China two systems policy in place from America. Why? Oh, it's back. I don't know why it went away, but it's back now. Fuck, dude. The one time I wasn't running fucking WinMTR, that's so annoying. As soon as I ran WinMTR, it literally fucking brought it back. Fuck. Okay, hold on. This is unrelated to fucking one China, two systems policy or whatever the fuck. Okay. I run a program to trace what the issue is. Is it on my end? Is it on my router side? Where is this like major packet loss coming from? When I end up having on my end, it looks like I have perfect upload, perfect download speeds, but for some weird reason, it doesn't actually translate to me having, you know, consistent bit rates on my OBS. The OBS shows 0 bit rate, even though I have perfect upload speeds. And I don't think I think the unfortunate reality is that, wait, let me see if I can export this text. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on, I gotta send this file real quick over to them too. Dude, every time I get knocked out, it's fucking bananas. Like, it just straight up says, all right, Ripperoni, like, 20K people gone. Are you Slobs or OBS Studio? OBS Studio, I don't use Slobs. Just be aware if you see packet loss at one hop and not every hop after, it's just dropped by ISP carrier as lower priority traffic. Unless something changed within Spectrum where they decided I'm like low priority traffic now, that should not happen. It never used to happen. I had an issue with OBS as well. It ended up being deeply embedded program my motherboard was using, which traffic analyzer bottling my speeds only on my PC. Anyway, I forget where I was, but your praxis is low priority traffic. What? Anyway, where the fuck was I? Did you try looking for the free market for a better alternative? Thank you for that suggestion. That's actually wonderful. We have an oligopoly, so there is no free market alternative. That is a lie. I was talking about Taiwan. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying about Taiwan. Sorry. Here, let's continue.
Freedom, but in many ways, we're no longer a democracy. When you look at what's happening in this, they've weaponized our justice system.
Yeah, he's right. But of course, the irony is that he means Alvin Bragg is coming after him, and not like the Supreme Court basically allowing the criminalization of abortion to happen.
They've done things that were unthinkable. I say we don't have a free press. Look what happened to our show the last time we did a show. Mm-hmm. You had the biggest show, you had the biggest hits, you were setting records, and they took you down.
And we were wondering why us, because you have other stuff on YouTube, press, right?
But
you have
you
like Fox News interviews.
I do.
We feel like we were targeted for that.
Well, I think they targeted because it was a certain point in time, but they'll probably do it again. Let's see. Will they take this show down? Maybe, then maybe. But I love that you stuck to your guns. You said we will not change it. I think you could have probably taken certain of the things that I said and that we said together out. But you stuck, so now we'll give it another shot.
No, we couldn't.
This will be a big show.
My visual, thank you for the 5, get the subs.
This will be bigger. You know why? Because we're all hotter now than we were.
No, man. No, it's not fucking auto-updating. No, the Windows alert sound that you hear is when the OBS literally goes, OBS reconnecting, and you end up hearing that. Okay, that's it. There's no Windows update. The Windows alert sound that you hear is my fucking computer telling me that OBS is like a failed connection. Anyway.
How much does it hurt to have people that do fold on you and switch up?
Well, look, you do what you have to do. And I just feel that I'm here for a certain reason. I'm here to defend the United States of America. I'm here to make America great again. It's a slogan, MAGA. It's become there's probably never been a slogan like it politically in this country, definitely, maybe in the world, maybe in the history of the world, but it's make America great again. And we have to put America first. Another one that came out, America first. We never put America first. We have politicians that put America last. I think Biden puts America last. It's a real problem.
What do you think? Because it seems like now that the country's more divided than it's ever been. So what would be steps to unify?
I think Biden is a tremendous divisive factor.
He's a divider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's a divider. It's, he came in the basis from his basement saying that, going to bring the country together. Or his people wrote lines, they're going to bring the country together. No, I think the country is more divided now than it's ever been. I've never seen anything like it. I thought Obama was a big divider too, but I think.
Yeah, bro, the country is more divided than it's ever been because, like, I don't know, there's a dude who fucking put a bunch of Supreme Court justices, appointed a bunch of Supreme Court justices with the express purpose of, like, criminalizing abortion, which the country is completely united on, by the way. You know what I mean? The country is completely united on protecting abortions, okay? Protecting a woman's right to get an abortion. But unfortunately, Donald Trump appointed Supreme Court justices and also federal judges as well have eviscerated those rights regardless of what the fucking country wants. And that's pretty much it. That's where the divide is. It's the divide between those who have power and those who are just like regular old, voting citizens.
I think this is worse.
Do you think that you could unify the country?
I think I can. So I tell this story when we were really rocking and rolling before COVID came in, the China virus, a gift from China. We were doing so well. We had the number one in history number of jobs. To this date, we've never had anything like it. Everybody was doing well. African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, women, men, MIT graduates, Harvard graduates, Wharton graduates, people that didn't go to high school. Everybody, every single group was doing better than they've ever done. And the country was doing the best. It was the greatest our country has ever been. China was going to supposedly for 20 years, they were going to take over In 2018, 2019, China would become the number one country with the economy. It wasn't happening. I was absolutely destroying them. I was charging China massive tariffs. We were taking in hundreds of billions of dollars from China. No president took in 10 cents, and I was taking in hundreds of billions of dollars. And an amazing thing happened. I was getting calls from people that were radical left or Democrats, but Democrats with a strong lean to the left. And they wanted to get together. They wanted to talk. They were coming. I'm telling you, had COVID not come in, we would have had a unified country. I was getting calls from people that wanted to meet, wanted to talk, wanted to almost make peace because we were doing so well. It was success. Success was bringing us together. And I was never a strong believer that this would happen. But the success of our country did the best it ever did in history. I mean, far better than it does now. Now we have massive inflation. We have tremendous problems. I mean, supply chain problem. We have every problem you can have. Everything was perfect. We had the perfect mix of everything. And I was getting calls from people that I would never have gotten calls from. And they wanted to get together. And I'm telling you, our nation was coming together. So the answer is yes. I think success can bring us together. And I think we can have success. We have to have energy. You know, energy is a thing that caused inflation. When they closed up the energy, the cost of energy, the cost of a tank of gasoline, it went up to $5, $6, $7, $8 in some places. And it's still very high. And if you bring down the cost of energy and if you do some very basic things.
Get rid of the windmills.
The windmills.
That's why I didn't go to Coachella this year, because when you drive to
horrible.
Palm Springs, you got to see all the windmills. And ever since you said that,
Looks
it
like
just
a
pisses me
junkyard.
off when I see all the windmills.
How about the old ones that are sitting there rusting and nobody wants to take them down? And they say you can't put the blades underground because it would be very bad. It's a type of fiber and you can't bury it because it'll be bad for the environment if you bury it. So what are you going to do with it? Throw it up in the air? You look at certain areas around Coachella. You look at some of those areas where you have those abandoned wind farms. They look like junkyards. And remember, those windmills, many of them are very bad looking to start off. Some have a better design, but they start to rust, they start to rot. And in a certain number of years, they get abandoned. And they say, let's go to another location. No, it's like, it's a very, very expensive form of energy. And solar is not powerful
Very
enough.
bad.
If you look at solar, but it's just not big enough. And here we're sitting on the greatest amount of liquid gold, oil and gas.
It's so weird that, like, I don't know. Trump is, like, really fascinating in many different ways, but, like, he doesn't want to cut the regular ass, like, oil and gas propaganda. So he talks about how ugly windmills are and shit. Like, it's odd. Like, he has to add that, like, aesthetic touch. You know what I mean?
Anywhere in the world. And we have it. And we're going to Venezuela now to get it. We're going all over we're getting, and we have it. We're sitting on it. And now they want to make all electric cars where the batteries are made exclusively by minerals and other things that are in China and other places that China, like the Congo, that China sort of controls, okay? And almost nothing comes out of the United States. It's almost as if they truly hate our country. Look, they're not stupid because they cheat on elections so well, they can't be stupid. I really believe they must hate our country. Who wants an open border where people from mental institutions are being dumped into the U.S., where people from prisons, where entire prison populations of countries are being, and I do the same thing. If I was the president of a South American, or not only South American, they're coming from all over the world. They're dumping their prison population into the United States of America. They're dumping their people from mental institutions and words that aren't used anymore. Insane asylum. Did you ever hear? You're too young.
Yeah, they don't use them anymore. Yeah, dude, these guys don't know what insane asylums are. Not because they're too young, but because they are really fucking stupid. So there is a likelihood that they might not know.
That's where Silence of the Lamb.
Of course.
That's where Silence of the Lamb happens to be.
What's his name?
Represented. But insane asylums. These are seriously sick. They are being dumped into the United States of America, these people. There was an article I read not so long ago about a man who worked in a mental institution in South America. And he said, I work 24 hours. I have nothing to do anymore because our people that are here have all been brought to America. They've been dumped into the borders of these open borders. Who wants open borders? Who wants high interest rates? We have very high interest rates now. It's really clogging up. I mean, it's really causing a big problem. You're going to have a big recession very soon. So many different things that they're doing. Even the electric cars. Not everybody wants to drive a car for an hour and a half and then have the car.
I don't personally.
Right?
No.
Yeah, that's how electric cars work. You drive it for an hour and a half, and then you gotta sit for an hour. Motherfucker, it's not an RC car, you know what I mean?
No.
I mean, you'd like to be able to drive for 6 hours or 7 hours and then get a nice load of very inexpensive gasoline. So it's very sad what's happening in our country. But the biggest thing that's happening, and the
Yeah, unless it's an old Tesla and you're fucking stuck in goddamn Texas.
scariest thing that's happening, is that we've never been in a position where we're more vulnerable because of the incredible power of weaponry. And other countries have these weapons.
That's what I wanted to ask you about, because I'm watching a lot of stuff now, and to me, I feel like people are not realizing, like, how close are we to like a World War III type scenario?
One madman away. You know,
And there's a lot of them.
when
right?
I was young,
And he's like, I'm the madman to do it.
I had an uncle who was a very brilliant man.
MIT.
He was a professor at MIT.
Yeah.
And I believe he was the longest serving professor in the history of MIT. He was there for almost 40 years, Dr. John Trump. And he would tell me about the power of nuclear, and I sort of wouldn't believe it. And he was right. The power is so massive. It's so incredibly powerful. But everybody said, because of this power, nobody will use it, because they're assuming that people are sane. Somebody will use it. And when they use it, it will be devastation like never seen before. But the theory on nuclear is that it's so powerful that no person will ever use it. But that's assuming that people are sane. Or it's assuming that people win wars, because, you're not going to use it. But if you're going to lose a war, you'll say, hey, we're losing the war. If we use nuclear, that makes up for.
What is this? Hold on. This is like kind of fucking boring. Wait, where is the? Here's the top governor, Jesse Ventura, being a legit.
There should not be one billionaire in America.
I love him. We're gonna have Jesse Ventura on
None.
Leftovers, hopefully.
And I'll tell you why. Because there is nobody that works hard enough to earn $1 billion. And my argument is this. The two
God.
jobs I did.
He's such a fucking ledge, dude. Absolute ledge. God, I love him so much.
In my life that were physically the most demanding and mentally the most difficult that I ever did paid me the least amount of money. One was going through buds, and I challenge any billionaire to put up with 6 weeks of that shit at $62 every 2 weeks, And the second was right before I went in the Navy. I had a job with the Minnesota Highway Department, couple bucks above minimum wage. I worked for the bridge crew, and you know what my job was? I worked a 4-day work week, 10 hours a day, so I could have Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the weekend. You're 18, of course you're going to do that. But I worked 40 hours in 4 days on the bridge crew, and guess what I did? Ran the 80-pound jackhammer. I challenge any billionaire to run the jackhammer for 40 hours 1 week and tell me he works harder than that. No, he doesn't. That's why I believe there should not be a billionaire in the world.
He's so sick. He's so sick. I love him. Before everybody says like, he's a conspiracy theorist, I don't care. I love him for the conspiracy theories as well.
Can't trust him. I'm not friends with anyone I don't trust. I have to have a trust with someone to be their friend. And he's the one that ratted me to Vince when I tried to unionize.
Would I vote for Jesse Ventura? In a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think about it. I illegally voted for Jesse Ventura in the last presidential election. I wrote him in.
Found that out under federal deposition when Vince was put under sworn, and he didn't hesitate at all. I told my lawyer the story, and in deposition you could ask about anything. And so I wanted to know who ratted me in the locker room, because there were no agents, no one from the office was in there when I did it. So it had to be one of the boys. And when my attorney said, is there...
Writing in isn't illegal, come on. Yeah, no, I wrote it in illegally because I went to old folks' homes in the state of California, and I beat up all the old people and stole all their ballots. And then I wrote in Jesse Ventura's name on all of their ballots. Yeah.
Mr. McMahon, has there ever been a union in wrestling? And Vince said, no. He said, has anyone ever tried to? And Vince said, well, I think Jesse Ventura spouted his mouth off about it once before. And my attorney said, did you hear Mr. Ventura? No. Well, then how do you know he did? With no hesitation, Vince went, Hulk Hogan told me. And I didn't show any emotion, but I almost tipped over in the chair because he was my friend. And I thought, but then I understand why. When we went to court, I saw in WrestleMania 3, Hogan got paid more than all of us combined. Now, why would he want a union when he's getting taken care of? Imagine that, WrestleMania 3, 93,000 people, and he got more than Andre the Giant and all the rest of us combined. If there was a union, would that happen? No.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan's a piece of shit. God, I love him. I love Jesse Ventura so much. On April 9th, 2011, when Piers Morgan of CNN asked Ventura for his official view of the events of 9/11, Ventura said, my theory on 9/11 is that we certainly, at the best we knew, it was going to happen, brother. They allowed it to happen to further their agenda in the Middle East and go to these wars. I didn't get through Bud's training to go out there and protect the goddamn poppy field in Afghanistan. Stick to Trump impressions? Shut up. It's official. The U.S. Supreme Court has blocked the lower court restrictions on abortion pill mifepristone while litigation proceeds. The funniest shit was the Chris Kyle lawsuit. Yes, I will forever defend Jesse Ventura no matter what, because of how he defended himself successfully against the slanderous lies that Chris Kyle told about him. Chris Kyle lied and said, Chris Kyle lied a lot, for the record. He's a fucking massive liar. Most Navy SEALs that write books are liars. That's just almost all of, actually all, fuck it, I'll say it. All Navy SEALs that write books, except for Jesse Ventura, are liars. Okay? They lie all the time. They greatly exaggerate what they've done. They take credit for shit that they didn't do, unless it's like literally about, I don't know, if a Navy SEAL were to take credit for like, destroying a Black Hawk helicopter, then I would believe them. Okay? Chris Kyle was a hero, brother. No, he wasn't. So, the fuck? How did that thing survive? Chris Kyle, American Sniper, who, they made an entire movie about his, like, lies. And then they made it seem like it was real. But anyway, Chris Kyle lied about beating Jesse Ventura in a bar fight. And Jesse Ventura sued him for defamation. And then Chris Kyle died because he was, like, working on other vets with PTSD and taking them to the gun range. And guess what? Guess what happens when you take fucking PTSD-addled vets to the gun range? They kill you, okay? And that's what happened. One of the dudes literally killed him. And I mean, he lied a lot. Like, Chris Kyle lied about a lot of shit. He lied in very racist ways. Anyway, fuck him. He's a piece of shit. Gigantic monster, awful guy. Chris Kyle protected the Capitol during the Hurricane Katrina. No, he didn't. He lied. He lied about shooting black people off the top of the Superdome. Okay? Like, he literally said that he did that, which wasn't even the truth. There were people that actually took guns out and killed a bunch of people that they consider to be looters, for the record. But Chris Kyle was not one of those people. But that didn't stop him from lying about it. Which was insane. Absolutely insane thing to lie about. Anyway, fuck him. He's an absolute monster, piece of shit. Fuck that guy. But yeah, after he died, Jesse Ventura did not stop suing him and successfully sued his estate for defamation and won. And then people were very upset at him, and they were like, "Why the fuck are you suing why the fuck are you suing Chris Kyle's like wife? Like, why are you suing his widow?" And he was like, "I'm not suing the widow. I'm suing the estate, and it's because he fucking lied." So yeah, he's the GOAT. I love him. He is exactly the thing is, he is exactly the right amount of stubborn. You know what I mean? He's such a fucking GOAT. He is an incredibly stubborn guy. He's always been pretty fucking woke on a lot of like, civil libertarian things. That's it. He's great. I mean, dude, you're talking about a guy who was a fucking Navy SEAL, who then, went into fucking professional wrestling, became a governor. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. Like, he's just the GOAT. I also think he's the type of dude who could, do you think he could be president? No. Unfortunately, America's not ready for that. Okay? But the reality is, I would vote for him if he actually ran for president. That's number one. Number two, he would never run on the Democratic Party ticket, I don't think. That's the other issue there. I don't know. I feel like I don't know how to describe it. I feel like it would be sick though. Like if he is basically the right kind of guy to he is like our Donald Trump. He's like the leftist Donald Trump, I guess. You know what I mean? If there was ever one. Like a really unique dude with a lot of psychotic perspectives in many respects, but also is like his heart's in the right place overall. I don't know. He'd be great. Doesn't he have some conspiracy theory weirdo takes? He does, which literally I think would genuinely be a benefit. I'm not even kidding. I think that his weirdo conspiracy theory takes would make him relatable and would probably make him more likely to win. Yeah, I mean, here's
numbers speak for themselves.
Were you high when you sued Chris Kyle's widow?
Was I high? You know, that's a question, and I expect it from someone from Fox.
Just
No.
a serious question.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't, because I never sued the widow. I sued him.
Okay, well, she's suffering a lot of pain right
No, she isn't.
How do you know that?
Because insurance pays for it all. She hasn't paid 1 cent. How do I know it? It's my case.
So you stand by that?
The case got overturned because the truth came out. Insurance is paying for all of it. It isn't costing his family a cent. That's the way legal works if you do your homework.
Would you apologize to her?
No, she should apologize to me for
Yes!
the lie that her husband told about me. Why would I apologize? I didn't do anything. You only apologize if you've done something wrong, pal.
Dude, come on, dude. What a fucking legend, dude. God, he's so sick. Anyway, fuck, I love him. I'm very excited to potentially have him on Leftovers. It'd be so sick. Yeah, the SCOTUS abortion pill ruling is out. SCOTUS stays Judge Kaczmarek's mifepristone ruling in the full pending appeal. This means there will be no change in the access to or availability of the medication anytime soon. Thomas and Alito publicly dissent. Alito wrote an opinion to which I'll link shortly. Yeah, it would have been absolutely fucking unimaginable for the Supreme Court. I mean, it will happen one day. It will happen one day. Don't misunderstand me. I'm sure it will. It's just not today, hopefully. Oh, also, the Kaczmarek ruling was even more detrimental, widespread than just for abortion patients. The entire FDA oversight and regulation was under attack, and any medication they approve. The other part of this is that, like, mifepristone, even in the counter, is, like, still going to be subject to more regulation. Anyway. Google demolished 80 acres of San Jose to build a super campus, but is now abandoning plans, leaving a gigantic crater. Fucking nice, dude. Google's 80-acre San Jose mega campus is on hold as company reckons with economic slowdown. Sick. Wait, what is happening? Is it effing? Oh, was there a mini F? Fuck. Anyway, let's get back to this fucking dipshit.
A lot of loss.
That's what
will happen because and I know a lot of them, they would use it. If forced, they would use it. And once it gets used, the world as you know it will end. And when I see these people talking about global warming, where the ocean will rise by 1/100th of an inch over the next 350 years, where
Finally, we got some real Americans on this goddamn platform, dude. What is this? The Descent. Okay, I can't read all this. This is boring. Anyway, let's continue.
it's going to get a little bit warmer or a little bit cooler. They don't know. You know, we used to be global warming.
They don't talk about it as much, though.
No, they don't talk. No, they
Al
call
Gore went into hiding or something.
Well, no, now they call it climate change because they said it's going to get warmer.
Hey, Hasan, big fan here. Is there any way I can watch and review your taxes? What? Big fan here. Started following since 10 minutes ago. Can I get access to your most private? Can I get access to, like, you know, all of your private consumption? Could you give me your social security number, please? Big fan. Been on this platform since 2012, which immediately, you know. He also waited for 10 minutes, like literally. And then the moment that the 10 minutes was over, he was like, this is my time to shine, baby. Yup. What do you want? I love this shit. And weeks on this goddamn platform.
Warmer, it was getting colder. Then it was going to get colder. It's getting warmer. You know, they used to say global cooling because they thought the world was going to freeze. That was in the 1920s. They had a thing, global cooling. Then it went to global warming, but that wasn't working. So now they go to climate change because that covers everything. But your real global warming would be nuclear global warming. That's a warming that will take seconds. And that's a warming that will melt granite. You know what granite is? It's a very powerful, very hard stone. If you take a look at Hiroshima, or Hiroshima, as a lot of people call it, Nagasaki.
Hiroshima, as a lot of people call it. What? What does that, why does he say that? Like, why does he say things like that? I mean, come on, dude. That's just, like, it's so unnecessary, but it is very humanizing.
Where they used nuclear in a very primitive form. It actually took granite, large areas of granite, and melted it. And now it's like an ice skating rink. It melted into virtual water. And now when it hardened, it was absolutely stone cold level. It melted granite. You could hit granite with a blowtorch and it won't even do anything to it. So you're talking about a level of power, a level of heat, a level of destruction.
What is he
Nobody
saying?
talks about that. They
gotta
talk
pee, I'll
about
be back. Hold
global
on.
warming. It's sick. And we have to get rid of nuclear weapons. You know, one of the things I was going to do and I would have done is the denuking of everything, the denuclearization of everything, because you have to take them away. You have to get rid of and Russia would have done it and China would have done it. I used to talk to Putin about it. He loved the idea of doing it.
So what, we would have taken away nukes and
No,
they
where
would have as well?
where you denuclearize, where you actually get rid of nuclear weapons. They're too destructive. They're so bad. They're so dangerous. They're so. A World War III will be many, many, many times greater than World War I or World War II because of the weaponry. You're not going to have army tanks going around shooting each other. You may have that too, but ultimately that won't matter. And we really, when I was doing Tucker Carlson the other night, we were talking about it. And
Great guy.
he is a great guy. And he's, you know, we had a really good show. We talked a lot about it. And he said, you know, that's right. What's worse? And this could take place in seconds. This isn't in 300 years from now. And the radical left never likes talking about it. And they should talk about it. And other countries know exactly what I'm talking about. And they would get rid of a lot of their nuclear weapons or their nuclear weapons. You have to do it. It's a level of danger that the world has never seen before. And people.
I think it's pretty funny. None of you have actual opinions. You just KW. True. I think it's pretty funny that, like, now his new way of saying he's like a anti-war guy is by hitting the line on, like, nuclear war. You know what I mean? He's like, the nuclear clock. Someone should teach him about that. A bunch of scientists, they get together, you know, the real scientists. I'm not talking about vaccine scientists. I'm talking real guys. They wear the glasses. They put the lab coats on. And they get together. There's a doomsday clock. Like Dr. Doom. They call it doomsday clock. I call it boomsday clock. And it's ticking. Ticking. Like a time bomb.
People don't talk about it.
Do you think that based off your relationship with Putin, that you could convince him to withdraw from Ukraine?
He would have never gone into. We used to talk about it. You know, he was always.
You're pro nuclear weapons? Yes. I am. I'm not even pro nuclear power. I'm just pro nuclear weapons. I think we should shut down nuclear power plants only to build nuclear weapons in its stead. Yeah.
Look, he's in love with Ukraine. He considers it a part of Mother Russia.
James Chatter has never heard the Hasanabi doctrine.
But there's zero chance it would have. I told him, not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Don't forget, I'm the one that said you can't have a pipeline. And he was okay with that. And then Biden came in and approved the pipeline. It's called Nord Stream 2. You never heard of Nord Stream 2 until I came along. Building a pipeline to Germany and all of Europe. And I said to Germany, why would you do this? If you ever ended up in a war with Russia, I will hereby give you the great white flag of surrender because that's what you need. You're going to surrender. They're going to do 80% of their.
He banned everyone who has an opinion, Pepega Chatter, so now all he got is yes man. Go ahead. At least he's saying no news, but what a damn liar. Man is super capping. Wait, what? So you don't even fucking agree. So you agree with me. Is that why you're not banned? Because you're a yes man? Go ahead. Give me something good. Give me what you disagree with me.
Their energy through Russia, who they fought wars with over many years, but they fought many wars. And I said,
For the record, here is the Hasanabi doctrine. Didn't someone make a video out of this? You must be very bored with the interview if you're sniping gray names. Yeah. Wasn't there a video of this? Here, guys, watch this. Okay, and then rule number 3, and this is no, not this. No. Someone actually made like an animated video of it. But yeah, no, the also, yeah, the interview is boring. Apparently, there's like rapid fire questions in the end, so we'll watch it. But like, it started off strong. No, this is the same fucking. I guess I'm imagining it, but I thought there was like that's TrueAnon's plan, not yours. First of all, no, it's not. I was the first to fucking come up with the Hasanabi nuclear doctrine. That's bullshit. No, TrueAnon brace rules is like never get on a helicopter. But yeah, there used to be a meme video on OK Buddy, I'm pretty sure. It's exactly the same as the Tucker Carlson interview. Yeah, I didn't watch the Tucker Carlson interview because Tucker Carlson's got no riz, unlike Donald Trump, who I thought was going to be more interesting. No, I'm pretty sure someone made an OK Buddy meme of this, but we can't find it right now. Lore Masters, where are they? Someone did make a really funny lore video of my Florida project, though. That was awesome. Someone animated it. Here, I'm Not Daredevil animated my Florida project. Let's take a look at that. The Florida project consists of LB is sick, wish her well. Oh, that's why. That's why we don't know where the fucking meme videos are. Yeah. Okay, so this is the Florida project. The Florida project is very similar to the nuclear doctrine as well, but here.
Yeah, look at that. Hasan, what are some other theories you have?
I have an idea called the Florida project.
Okay.
So Donald Trump built all these miles and miles of wall, right, on the U.S.-Mexico border.
Who's that?
He's the previous president. He's very cool. He's a poster. He built all this wall. I say we take all the wall, okay, and we wall around Florida, and we amplify that wall. Like it's like 4 times of wall. Have you guys ever seen Attack on Titan?
I have.
Yeah. It's like that, like multiple layers of wall, right? And then what we end up doing is we put every conservative in America in Florida. We extract everyone that doesn't want to live in Florida outside of Florida.
Okay.
We put every conservative in Florida. They can live their best libertarian lives.
Wow.
And then we routinely helicopter in and extract children because they don't need to be subjected to
You're
that
going to
abuse.
take children from their parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna helicopter them out.
No. Re-education camps.
Okay.
Because they don't. They
Kind of
shouldn't
like an internship.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a word.
Kind
So
of
tell
like
us
that.
the spider story again.
Internment. Yeah, it's called free school. Okay, I think it's a great idea. What podcast is this? It's called Chuckle Sandwich. Anyway, yeah, make a conservative ethno state. I think it would be great. Would you ever acknowledge it if Trump said it an objectively good idea? Yes. As a matter of fact, this is the funniest low-level like conservative commentary. Whenever like a conservative comes in here and is like, oh, there's a couple different things that I love when conservatives that come in here say and do. One thing is, bet you would hate it if this happened to Hillary Clinton, and it's like, no, I would love for horrible things, or even like the same kind of legal scrutiny to apply to Hillary Clinton. So you're wrong. The other one is, would you ever acknowledge if Trump said a good idea? Yes, and I have. I think Trump's way of dealing with North Korea and South Korea was to basically take a back seat to both of these. Dude, please stop linking me the same thing. It's the wrong video, man. It's the wrong video. Thank you for wanting to be helpful. That's not the video we're looking for. Okay. Anyway. Here it is. Why? Why are you motherfuckers so useless, dog? This fucking community is just full of fucking useless memers. I swear to God.
Genetically, he was born pretty smart. Don't forget, he took over a country at 23. And even though he was sort of like, it was like an inheritance, this is a country with smart, energetic people. He, from a very early start, got it. He took it over from his father, but very young. And you had generals and you had all of these people and that action coming up. They go after me because I stick up for the people. If I didn't stick up for the people, they wouldn't. But they go after me because I'm protecting the people. This election coming up is going to be incredible. And I will say, I think 2016 was maybe the biggest thing that ever happened in politics in this country. I think 2024 has a chance to be as big. I don't know if it could be bigger.
It's going to be big.
I think the win of 2024 will be much, much bigger than if it was a traditional, because you're going to be able to show how bad things were under their rule.
Do you think that your biggest competition lies within your own party?
Yeah. Like from the people running in the party?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're really fading fast. I mean, it's fading very, very quickly. You have a guy from Florida, Ron DeSantis, who I got in with my endorsement. He was at 3 points. He was nothing. He was not going to win. He was going to lose, and I endorsed him. And then when they asked him a couple, not only there, then I got him through the general election. He was running against somebody who at the time was considered very good as a politician. And then when they asked him a few years later, are you going to run against the president? He said, I have no comment. I said, that's not supposed to happen. He was dead politically. I endorsed him and saved him. Had I endorsed, he was losing by like 25, 30 points very shortly before the election. When I endorsed him, he went like a rocket ship. Like
you love that song,
like
huh?
Rocket Man. He went like a rocky. I should call him Rocket Man, but now he's Rocket Man that's crashing. His polls are terrible. I'm leading him in every state. And we just came out with they just came out with new polls. I'm leading them everywhere.
Why do you think he's besides that? Because he's done a pretty good job with Florida. You agree? Why do you think you're a better choice than DeSantis?
Well, actually, if you look at the numbers, he didn't do a great job. If you